Let's come back home for a while. Let's speak to our reporter Patricia Visagie, who's out in Pretoria. Patricia, welcome to SABC News Channel. Apologies for keeping you waiting. We've been catching up on what is happening in the United States of America. You out in Pretoria. We see there are those fans of the Bushiri I don't want to call it clan, but the fans of the self-proclaimed prophet, Shepherd Bushiri, waiting outside. I know that his bail hearing is expected sometime today. What are they saying? Are they expecting to see Major One walk out of court today?
There's an annual gala dinner for single women. Yeah. Yeah. And then I think the main table.
Patricia, can you hear me? Let me try and see if we can connect Patricia Visagie again. Patricia, if you can hear me, Tabiso speaking. We see your pictures down in Pretoria. We know that Shepherd Bushiri is expected to hear the announcement of his bail application today. We know that it's been quite a while, a lot of people saying, look, he should be let go, but the state saying he might be a flight risk. Apparently, word has come in that he is in the Republic illegally. We are live on her visuals right now. That's, of course, being our reporter, Patricia Visagie. A lot of people saying that today will be D-Day. A lot of his followers, self-proclaimed Shepherd Bushiri, saying they expect Major One to walk out of the doors today. He and his wife and his co-accused, 102 million rands is what the charges of facing Shepherd Bushiri are. Let's try again, Patricia Visagie, our reporter. Patricia, I hope you can hear me now. Tabiso speaking. We're live on your pictures. Those are the fans of Shepherd Bushiri. They expect to see him walk out of court today. What is happening there?
Well, good morning, and of course to our viewers. Certainly outside court, very busy as the supporters, of course, of the self-proclaimed Shepherd Bushiri have come again in their numbers. You can see many of them uniting in prayer, and they say they remain optimistic that the Shepherd Bushiri and of course his co-accused, including his wife, that they will qualify for bail today. Many of them saying that it's been a long journey. They have come here with great optimism, great belief and confidence that Bushiri will walk out today. He will be granted a bail. But of course in court the proceedings are unfolding, and we will hear what happens there. But just outside here you can see, just to give you the shots again, how many of them are praying in their numbers here. It's been like this since early morning. I must also indicate that the numbers are much less than what we have seen in the beginning of this court battle, and of course earlier this week. Also, just to give you another indication, is the police that are gathered here outside, of course, court in their numbers to make sure that order is controlled. I also have to just show you another shot of how it seems like this time around the police and of course perhaps the city management came more prepared this time around. You can see that there is proper barricades that are taking place here. The police nyala down the road. So it seems like they have done a bit of proper control mechanisms just to make sure that order prevails here. Just to show you this fence that of course separates the supporters of Bushiri and the rest of the court. You can see it is a long stretch of this metal barricade that of course gives way for the motorists on the one side, the court building on the other, and this side is for of course the Bushiri supporters who are here. So it seems like control mechanisms are much stronger than previously, less chaos today, but also a lesser crowd than what we have seen. Tabiso, you'd understand that this has been a blow-by-blow court case. Many of the supporters perhaps are, of course, engaged in their work responsibilities. It has been an exhausting moment for many of them. As I said, some of them who I spoke to indicating that they remain optimistic. They're very confident that Bushiri and his wife in particular will be granted a bail today. But it's a wait-and-see game. Of course, you'd know that the arguments have been concluded. Today is really just preserved for the outcome of the bail, to hear what the court has decided. So many of them standing here, there just you see that group again, they're uniting in prayer, and some of them, of course, that we have spoken to, as I said, again, just indicating that they remain positive and that they are hoping for the best. Sir, young man, you are here. I understand that you were part of the supporters. Just share with our viewers, you're all here again. What are you hoping for today?
You see, it's not for us to judge. Our prophet, the case is in the court. So let's wait what is going to happen in the court, you see.
But many of you remain confident and optimistic, as I spoke to some of the others earlier, saying that they are positive, they are confident that there will be bail today. Are you sharing the same sentiment?
Yes, yes. We believe in God, and we know that our prophet is going to come out. It's what we believe in God. And we are here to support him. We will never change.
What happens if he does not get bail?
We are not going to change. We are going to support him. We are not going to change. He's our spiritual parent, and we are going to support him.
Okay, let's speak to another lady. You seem very uplifted and positive. Tell us, what are you hoping for today?
My prophet, my father, I am going with him today. And my prophetess, Mama Bushiri, I'm going with them today. Those are my spiritual parents.
You sound very confident. What happens if they don't get bail?
If they don't get bail, they will give them another date. I will be here. I won't give up because I believe in God. I believe in them. I know that God today, he will make a miracle. He will do something. Yeah.
Some of you have been unhappy, saying that you feel the process is not fair. Why is that?
The process
is not fair in court. Why do you guys feel unhappy about that?
No, the justice must do the right thing for our parents. The justice must do the right thing. Yes. I won't comment a lot, but the justice must do a good and a right thing for my prophets.
I hear you. Tabiso, there, of course, some of the voices that come from the supporters of the Enlightened Christian Gathering. That is, of course, the members of self-proclaimed Prophet Bushiri's supporters, as I said, in their numbers, just again getting out of shot so that our viewers can see they remain adamant, they remain confident, and I must say it has been a group that has been committed to their cause. We've seen them since the beginning. In fact, we've seen them come to court since this legal battle started beginning of last year, and without fail every time they are here. And you've heard again them confidently saying that come what may, they will be here to support self-proclaimed Prophet Bushiri and his wife in this legal battle. But I think the highlight remains whether they will get bail or not. But this group here uniting in prayer, saying that they believe that God has a plan, and that plan will favor them today. It's a wait-and-see game. Of course, inside, my colleague there will give more details in terms of what is happening in court. Tabiso?
Thank you very much, Patricia. As we look at your pictures there of those people, the followers of the Enlightened Christian Church Gathering leader, Shepherd Bushiri, let's just give our viewers just a quick rundown of what exactly happened. Now, the state has read through a 50-page affidavit from the investigating officers, accompanied by documents or supporting documents detailing why they believe that Shepherd Bushiri, or self-proclaimed Shepherd Bushiri, should be denied bail and denied to all the accused in a case involving charges of fraud, theft and money laundering. It's alleged that members of the church were invited to invest in Prophet Bushiri's investments and promised a 50% return on their monies within 2 months. Now, members were told to deposit the money, alternatively give the cash to agents. One of them is the accused, who is currently on the stand with Bushiri. Now, let's go into court. Ufensa Sitima, our reporters there. Ufensa, welcome to the agenda. We just spoke to Patricia. The followers outside waiting for the news from inside the court. What are the expectations? We know that the state does not want to give them bail because they think he might be a flight risk.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, man. We're expecting an eventful day here at the Pretoria Magistrate Court. As you mentioned, the state is opposed to the bail application of self-proclaimed Shepherd Bushiri. Basically, they are saying that he could be a flight risk as some of his assets are actually not registered under his name, and he's been transferring funds, illegally so, to his home country of Malawi. So they are saying that anytime once he's granted bail, he could abscond from attending his trial. And the other co-accused as well, we heard that one is a Zambian national and he's married to a South African. So in a way, he has dual passports. So they are saying that there is a possibility that they can also be a flight risk. And we also heard the state advance an argument to say that in previous cases, the Bushiris have bribed victims. We know that there was a rape case that was thrown out of court after the witness allegedly withdrew the case after she was given allegedly about 500,000 rand. But at the moment, we are still awaiting the officials to actually arrive, and we heard that there might be a slight delay. The case might start around 10:30, and we'll hear whether Bushiri, his wife, and 3 other co-accused will hear their fate today. They've been behind bars for almost 2 weeks with their bail hearing being postponed. And today, definitely, we are expecting that the magistrate should definitely give us an outcome of their application that is being for quite some time. The magistrate also expressed concern about the people that are outside. As you know, that we are still in the COVID-19 pandemic, and the people that are outside, there is an issue of social distancing, with some not even wearing masks and sanitizing properly. So she wanted to expedite this case as soon as possible so that the crowds outside can definitely disperse.
Ufense, one has always read about or seen about the self-proclaimed prophet Bushiri in media, in social networks. It's a life of opulence he lived. There's talks that he has private jets. There's talks that he bought his daughter one of these big cars for her 6th birthday. The congregation, it's always a question about why do people give their money to prophets. I'm not saying that Bushiri stole his people's money at all. I'm just asking, what is the mood of the people when you ask them these questions? Some saying they just blindly believe what they've been told and give their money of their own will. Therefore, nobody should feel sorry for people who say they've lost money to such.
I'm sure you've noticed over the days when my colleague Tipo Sirman and today Patricia Visagie, when they were engaging with the crowds outside, that the Bushiris are called Mama and Papa, and they are held in very high regard. So whatever opinion they express is definitely valued by the followers themselves. And when Bushiri mentioned that he had a trading platform where people could invest their monies and get cash back within 2 months, you know, for them it was the gospel of truth. It was the truth to the congregants, and they believed that definitely once any word is ushered by their self-proclaimed prophet, it is a fact. So hence they invested their money, and unfortunately, according to the report, that investment went down under. But now there are all these allegations that, you know, the money has been laundered and that the investment was actually did not actually go down under.
And that's what let's go back to that part now. The Justice Department refutes claims that documents were removed from court. We saw there were pictures floating around the last time the Bushiris were in court, people saying that documents were being removed from the court. Can you just settle that argument and just put it to rest?
Yes, you know, the cameras kept rolling immediately after the court was adjourned. And, you know, under normal circumstances, the court clerk or the assistant to the magistrate would be the one who would definitely take most of the documents that would be left in court by the magistrate herself. And what transpired there was that there was a journalist who wanted to see the charge sheet of the 5 accused. So the lady who's presiding in the court, decided to show the journalists that, as you know, such things are a public information which is not a sin to actually show to members of the public or to members of the media as we report about these matters. So I believe that the context of the video itself was not accurate.
Yeah, indeed, because it is public knowledge. As journalists, we are allowed to go in and ask to see the court roll and see the charges to any accused. So yes, I think as you rightfully said there, the context of it was not possibly accurate. A lot of people saying, look, those charge sheets or the documents in the Bushiri case are being taken out of court. Sipho Steelman, apologies, offences team. We're going to come back to you as well as Patricia Visagie as soon as hopefully that verdict or the reading of the bail application starts. That, of course, being with regard to the self-proclaimed Enlightened Christian Gathering Church leader, Shepherd Bushiri. He, his wife and 3 others are facing the bail application with regards to their money laundering charges. Over 100 million rand is what they've been charged with during previous appearances in court. Bushiri supporters have gathered outside of court. We saw them earlier with Patricia Visagie. We'll see what happens thereafter, whether their prophet gets bail or not. For now, let's take a quick look at headlines and continue giving you more news on the agenda.